Welcome. We are diving deep into a productivity concept that, honestly, can genuinely revolutionize how you approach work.
It really can.
If you're a high performer, maybe a business owner, you definitely know that sinking feeling. You realize you just spent an entire afternoon doing the exact same manual task you did last week.
Ugh, yeah. It's the definition of low-value, high-effort burnout.
Exactly. So today's focus is on the cure for that. We're calling this one, How to Turn Repetitive Work into Self-Running Systems.
This is the mission, right?
Huh.
We're not talking about saving, 5 minutes here and there. We are setting the bar high.
Okay.
We think you can implement your first 5 automation systems specifically to reclaim 10 to 20 hours of your week.
10 to 20 hours, that's massive.
It is massive. And we're going to walk you through the 5 critical phases for transforming those constant time thieves into reliable, automated processes that just run without your day-to-day involvement.
Okay, let's unpack this blueprint for efficiency then. Because the temptation is always like, jump straight into software shopping, right? But you can't automate what you haven't properly identified.
That's exactly right.
Which brings us to phase 1, finding your time thieves. And the first step isn't technical, is it? It's more behavioral.
Yeah, it's an honest audit. You need to see where your time actually goes, which, let's be honest, is often dramatically different from where you think it goes.
Guilty as charged. So how do we do that audit effectively?
Well, this audit needs crucial, unbiased data. So the actionable step is straightforward, but people often skip it. Track your activities meticulously for 3 consecutive days.
3 whole days. Okay.
Yeah, use a timer or just a simple spreadsheet. And as you track, make sure you note every task that takes more than, say, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Why that threshold?
We use that 15-minute threshold because it sort of filters out the tiny distractions, the quick email check, and it helps you accurately identify the tasks consuming significant chunks of time.
Okay, so the goal of this, maybe slightly painful 3-day tracking session, isn't just awareness, it's quantification. You're looking for the top 5 repetitive tasks.
Precisely. These are the activities you find yourself doing every week. Maybe it's scheduling, sending out initial proposals, formatting reports, tasks that follow the exact same steps.
Right, the ones that drain your mental energy but don't really require your unique expertise or strategic input.
Those are your prime targets. Absolutely.
And here's where the analysis gets, well, strategic, I guess. Most people stop at calculating time, but to really motivate change, you have to calculate the true monetary cost, don't you?
You must. To create genuine urgency and, importantly, prove the return on investment, the ROI, before you even spend a dime on software. Calculate the time cost of each repetitive task based on your hourly rate.
My hourly rate.
Yeah. Let's say you spend 4 hours a week formatting some standard report, and your effective hourly rate is, I don't know, $150.
Okay.
That report is costing you $600 weekly, or $31,200 annually, just in your time.
Wait, hang on. I have to challenge that calculation a bit. If I could outsource that report formatting task to, say, a virtual assistant for $20 an hour, why should I calculate the cost based on my $150 rate? That feels, well, inflated.
That's a really critical question, and it hinges entirely on opportunity cost. Yes, sure, you could pay $20 an hour for the execution, but when you are doing that task, the real cost is the $130 difference. It's what you could have been doing instead. Closing a new sale, designing next quarter strategy, focusing on high-level growth, that $150 calculation, it reveals the opportunity revenue or the strategy time you're sacrificing every single week.
Right. That's the figure that forces you to act.
Exactly. That's the urgency driver.
Okay, that connection is key. So once we know which 5 tasks are stealing our high-value time and costing us potentially thousands, the next logical step is filling that hole with the right tech.
Absolutely. And that moves us smoothly into phase 2. Selecting your automation arsenal. Knowing your time thieves means we can match them with specific high-leverage tools. We've identified 5 key areas that usually deliver the fastest, most tangible returns.
Okay, let's break down these strategic categories. Because just naming tools isn't enough, right? We need to understand the function.
Right. So start with 1. Email automation. Email consumption is just brutal for most people.
Tell me about it.
Tools like ConvertKit or MailChimp are essential. But you need to move beyond simple newsletters. Think about handling automated welcome sequences for new leads, maybe drip campaigns that follow up after initial contact, and definitely automated appointment reminders.
The insight here is ensuring consistency, isn't it? Every lead gets the exact same high-quality welcome automatically.
Precisely. And then there's the massive time sink for almost everyone, scheduling. So, 2, Scheduling tools.
Oh, yeah.
Implement tools like Calendly or Acuity. This just eliminates the dreaded email ping
The
pong.
back and forth, yeah.
And it prevents scheduling conflicts instantly. You share one link, the client or colleague books based on the rules you set. It saves so much hassle.
Okay, what's number 3?
3. Social media scheduler. If you need to maintain an online presence, you need to batch your creative work. Platforms like Buffer or Hootsuite let you prepare, say, a month's worth of content in advance.
Right. Set it and forget it, sort of.
Kind of. The system automatically publishes them at optimal times, ensuring you have continuous engagement without demanding your attention daily.
Makes sense. 4.
4.
4.
CRM system. Customer relationship management tools like HubSpot or Salesforce are pretty much non-negotiable for scaling. This isn't just a fancy Rolodex anymore.
No.
They track every single interaction. They alert you when follow-up is necessary, and crucially, many allow for lead scoring.
Lead scoring.
Yeah, ranking prospects based on their engagement behavior, clicking links, opening emails. That helps automate prioritization.
Gotcha. And the last one.
And finally, the really essential system for consistent business operations. 5. Payment and invoicing automation. This system ensures your cash flow is predictable.
Super important.
It sends invoices on schedule and, maybe most importantly, uses predefined logic to automatically send increasingly assertive follow-up reminders on overdue payments, all without requiring any emotional energy from you.
Okay, so we've moved from diagnosis to prescription. Now we have to discuss phases 3 and 4, implementation and refinement. It sounds easy to get frozen here, staring down 5 new tools.
Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So the critical instruction here is implement one system at a time.
Just one.
Just one to start.
Yeah.
Pick the task that consumes the most hours, your biggest monetary drain from phase 1. That ensures you get immediate motivating time savings right away.
That makes sense. Build momentum.
Exactly. And before you even touch the software, you need deep documentation.
Documentation, like writing it all down.
Yep. Document the current process steps exactly as you perform the task manually. Write it down step by step. This documentation often reveals unnecessary, like, legacy steps you're still doing. And it clarifies precisely what the automation needs to accomplish. Because look, if your human process is flawed, your automated process will just be flawed, but faster.
Right. Automating a broken process just creates more problems faster. Okay. So documentation cleans up the system, and then templates standardize the output.
Absolutely. Create standardized templates for all recurring communications, onboarding emails, common questions, follow-ups. These are the building blocks.
Okay.
Once it's documented and templated, then you set up the mechanics, triggers, and workflows. A trigger is the initiating condition, right?
Yeah.
And a workflow is the automated sequence of actions that follows.
Give me an example.
Okay, so the trigger might be if a new lead submits a contact form on your website. The workflow is that number 1, send an immediate confirmation email. Number 2, create a new contact record in the CRM. Number 3, schedule a follow-up task for the sales team 2 days later.
Got it. If-then connections.
That's the essence of the self-running system.
Okay, now we enter, I think, maybe the most crucial phase, testing. Because skipping testing, well, that's how you turn a potential solution into a major, maybe even public-facing problem.
Testing is absolutely non-negotiable. You must run a small-scale pilot first. A test with, say, a limited number of real scenarios or maybe even friendly customers before you do a full deployment.
Okay.
And for that crucial first week, you have to monitor the results daily. Are there missed steps? Is the information flowing correctly between the tools? You have to watch it closely at the start.
And we can't just rely on our internal system checks, can we? We need the user perspective, too.
Exactly right. Gather direct feedback. Ask your customers about their experience with the new system. Did the welcome sequence feel too robotic? Was the scheduling link smooth? Their perspective helps identify friction points or improvements that just aren't obvious internally. This whole phase is really about continuous adjustment. You refine the system based on the test results and that feedback until it truly saves time consistently, rather than creating new administrative headaches.
Okay, makes sense. Refine, refine, refine.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, phase 5, scaling and maintenance, is where the real leverage kicks in. The power doesn't just come from 5 isolated tools operating in silos.
Right.
It comes from connecting the individual systems you've built into one cohesive mechanism.
The integration piece. This is where the magic happens, I suppose, but it's also where the complexity can really increase dramatically, can it? We're talking about using integration platforms like Zapier, Make, or IFTTT, which act as sort of digital glue.
Yes. You use those platforms to link your different tools, creating powerful multi-step workflows across systems. For instance, a client booking via your scheduling tool, that's System 2,
Mm.
can trigger invoice creation in your payment system, System 5, and maybe kick off an onboarding sequence in your email automation tool, System 1.
So everything talks to everything else without me manually copy-pasting.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Zero manual transfer of information.
I do worry about the fragility of that setup, though. When you start connecting 3 or 4 different pieces of software through a third-party integrator like Zapier, I mean, that cost starts to climb rapidly, right? $100, $200, maybe $500 a month. And if one API changes, the whole stack could break. At what point does the cost and complexity of maintaining that automation stack outweigh the benefit?
That is the crucial strategic shift you have to make mentally. You move from focusing on execution cost to managing maintenance cost.
Right.
And the way you manage that is you must rigorously track your time savings.
Okay, track the savings.
Document how much time each automated system saves you weekly and assign that dollar value to it using your opportunity cost rate. If the CRM integration costs you, say, $200 a month, but saves you 6 hours of your $150 time every month, well, that's $900 in reclaimed value. So the $200 investment is clearly justified. Now, if the complexity starts causing breakdowns frequently, that $900 savings figure quickly reveals when it's time to maybe simplify the stack or perhaps invest in a more robust, maybe native integration between tools.
So tracking the ROI is how you justify the complexity and the subscription costs.
Absolutely. It keeps you honest about whether the system is truly working for you.
So the lesson seems to be, don't stop at 5 systems, but pace yourself. After the first 5 are running smoothly, the key is consistency. Maybe add 1 new automation every month.
That sounds about right. A steady, manageable pace prevents overwhelm while continuously improving your business efficiency.
Which moves you from just executing tasks to strategically building a self-sustaining business infrastructure.
Exactly. You shift your energy from that repetitive execution to system oversight and strategic improvement.
So to wrap this up, what does this all mean? We started with tracking your time thieves, calculating that sometimes painful opportunity costs. And we ended up with connected strategic systems using triggers and workflows. And hopefully you've reclaimed those 10 to 20 hours of your week that were previously just disappearing into low-value tasks.
Yeah, but this raises one last important question, I think, for long-term efficiency. How do you maintain these complex systems that are now running, hopefully, completely on their own? The hard work of setting them up isn't done forever, right?
No, systems definitely deteriorate. APIs change, business processes evolve.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
can't just set and forget permanently.
That's why we need preventative action built right into the calendar. Schedule quarterly system reviews. Seriously, set calendar reminders to evaluate all your automation systems every 3 months.
A system checkup.
A checkup, yeah.
Yeah.
This planned maintenance prevents system deterioration, ensures all your connected tools are still talking to each other correctly, and importantly, helps you identify new opportunities for further improvement. It ensures those reclaimed 10 to 20 hours actually stay saved.
That's excellent advice. Remember, everyone, knowledge is really most valuable when it's understood and applied. Now go calculate that opportunity cost and reclaim your time.